but entire market was really odd, right? Lots of liquidations happening around the whole market, including the crypto. So it's definitely something is cooking here. So yeah, let's start with a GME. Before I start, today I went to a restaurant with my dad, and then it was his like coworkers farewell meetings, but I just kind of popped in as a driver. But I found this kind of, I don't really trust this one, but it's very interesting how it says financial opportunity lies ahead. So it's very interesting how the timing is very interesting, right? We're about to begin the rally, and then the BBBY RS text is resolved, so it's moving ahead to for the final hearing in April. So I think a lot of things we'll find out the some of the discovery very soon. But yeah, when you look at GME, it's been kind of dragging for a while after we saw the third thumping waves here. I took a look at a little bit more closely, and then I was expecting some pop today. Some recovery today, and which it did. So I'm very happy for that, and that's something that I was kind of looking at because we need to slowly, we need to slowly, going up and then start to pop, right? So I personally don't know what will be the catalyst to bring the price up. But based on the fractals here and then technical analysis and some of the indicators telling me that GME is about to run, okay? Not financial advice, but that's how I see here, as you can see. So I'm comparing between the last year April-May run because I was comparing between 2020 cycle as well, the heading into the bull cycles. And then apparently it was much more clear to me that they're tracking 2024 last year fractals when Rowan Kitty got in, and I think there was a reason why he got in at the time to create a fractals with some of the investors, maybe long forces behind them that is unknown to the public. So yeah, we don't know who's involved to create this fractals, but I do believe that it was he was in that kind of a month for a reason, right? So now we are seeing this kind of repeat of a cycle again, and then he did mention about the recalls and all that stuff, and I think it's happening here. So let's have a look what happened today, and then what we're gonna expect based on our side, and then some other indicators here. So today GME had a downside in the morning. Usually normally between 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern time, that's when they bring the price down, and then start to recover really fast heading into 2 p.m. And it start finishing green here. Not finished green, but yeah, around 2 o'clock it ended up in green here, and then had some pullback at the end. We had a sudden price up here when the overnight trading happened, so I don't know what's going on, but something is definitely cooking here. So yeah, I think this might be the last pullback before we start to seeing a rally. And then whole crypto market, the liquidations happening because they need the market makers or hedge fund. They need some of the money, right? They need some money to cover their short positions when this thing happened, right? So I think maybe they're preparing for that, right? I've seen also the JP Morgan and other financial stocks. They're also tanking today. I think Kevin Mellon post that today. But anyway, so when you take a look at what happened today, let's have a look at it, right? So this is the May. On the right side is the April-May run, right? So we saw there's a clear indication of a first wave, a second wave, and third wave, right? But there is a little more here. I was just kind of emphasizing this three because it was very clear, but I wasn't really paying attention to this at the end. But it does seems like what they did was they really use this this fractals after the third waves here, right? So we see 1, 2, 3 crushing down, right? And then which they use the same fractals here. There's a bit of a small pullback here, right? Tiny, but they use it to tank it even more, right? After that, it recover, which what happened here, recovery happened, so it was creating a fourth wave, and then push the price back down again, right? Which what happened here. And after that, it recovers and then also bring the push price down. So they actually finish. They actually have a, I think, fifth wave here. So 1, 2, 3. There was a major one, and then fourth and fifth is a small one. But now we see that this is also counted as a major one, right? So we all saw the fifth wave there, and then now we need to see upside, right? So let's have a look at this one here. So this was the bottom, hitting $23. Also this $24, $25 gap is filled, and now this is sitting at here, heading into a final triangle formation, which in it to show a clear direction. So as you can see, when you draw a line here, I mean this line is not really lighting up, so maybe I can 1 second. Yeah, this is maybe better. So when you actually draw a line all the way to the second wave top, third wave to the top, fourth wave, fifth wave, this gives you a clear indication of this triangle formation, right? So we also had to add a line here. So this is actually 6 hours, so let me just bring it to a little bit more closely. So there was a line here, but this one got broken down, right? So I'm gonna add one more line, which was this one. So now I'm seeing this one pointing at a Thursday. So that's why today I post today we might see a rally from Thursday. The reason I say that is because, yeah, so this is Mooncake's post, and then I post this one today. It could happen Thursday and Friday. Last night you said Wednesday. I mean, like I said, this is really what do you call that? Like I'm not making like, I mean, yeah, it's not like moving a goalpost. I mean, it's not like I'm delaying things. It's really the market makers or the long forces maybe fighting against them. They're the one who's looking for the timing, right? So you have to look at me as a just kind of weather forecaster. I'm just forecasting weather, and all I can do is just really looking at their chart, right, and then see what they're trying to do, right, every day, like, and then you have to sort of based on what they're making every single day, with the the fractals and chart, and then looking at the speed of algo, you have to somehow make an assumption that when this thing is gonna run, right? So yeah, it's everything. Every day counts, but we are clearly getting to the final to the final points where we're gonna see a massive rally. Somebody posted Greg B birthday post that was T+35 excluding holiday weekend. That's very interesting. So yeah, I think I don't know how much Greg is actually involved in this this whole community, but yeah, I think a lot of people actually see some of his posts as a some sort of a hint or tinfoil, right? So that's very interesting how if you add a T+35 on Greg B birthday post, that gives you somehow Thursday or Friday. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for sharing a lot of things here. But yeah, it's some people seeing this as a maybe it's not gonna happen again, but you guys will have to see. People who look at the fractals and the technical analysis will see what's gonna play out this Thursday or Friday. So I know people get disappointed when you see some dates and stuff, but we are actually very close. So we're gonna see some sort of a big movement very soon. So when you look at RSI here, this one showing that when you look at this, both of the clear indication here. So RSI here, you look at this 1, 2, 3, fourth and fifth wave at the end, and then and then slowly recovery after fifth wave, and then start to shooting up, right? So now we saw 1, 2, 3, fourth, fifth wave. We start to seeing a recovery here. And when you look at the RSI here, so I look at this as a 4-hour chart. So when I look at a little bit a longer time frame, which is 4 hours, this thing is about to break out. Okay. So like I said, I'm not a market maker. If I know exactly when this thing blow up, I should work at a Citadel, not working at home. So based on what they're creating, they could either break it out slowly, maybe today or tomorrow or something like that. But I don't know if they want to make a pullback, and then so there's a two scenario here. If they want to make a pullback here, why this thing keep popping up, man? So if they want to create a, what the hell? Why is it coming up here? So if they want to make a pullback, they could do that, and then really bring this thing to the corner of this the triangle formation here, right? At the wedge, right? So if that's what they want to do, yeah, sure, right? It really depends, right? There is a gap there. I noticed that they left a gap here for a reason. So when I look at this in 10 minutes chart, they actually did some small gap up there, right? So there's a possibility that if they want to drag it a little bit further, right, that could fill this gap, right? Maybe they could fill this gap, right, and then start to breaking out, right? But we are very close, guys. So I think, yeah, in 30 minutes there's also gap. So I think it's possible that they could fill this gap like that, so yeah, we'll see. Maybe they could fill this gap at in the pre-market, So it's really up to the maybe the market makers, or whoever controlling this fractals or chart, sorry. But I'm expecting this is actually pointing out to the Thursday. Okay, so let's talk about why I say this Thursday. When you look at what happened on May 2nd, this thing actually blew up on Thursday as well. You see on the right side, this big peak candle pops up on Thursday, May 2nd, 1 p.m. Okay, and then and then shooting up. So the fact that because the fractal is 10 times slower, than this May run, approximately 10, right? It could be 11 sometimes, it could be more, but approximately 10 or 11 times stretched out, right? Slower. So, and they're making a bigger run. So my personal view is that tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe we could see a pop, maybe touch this level again, right? Just creating this whole what do you call that? Hitting all this floor, like a ceiling here, and then they could drop, right, and fill this gap, and then heading into Thursday, and that's when this thing blew up. Okay, that's just my personal opinion, right? So if you agree with this, let me know. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of tinfoil. There's a lot of tin guys, right? There's a lot of tinfoil people too, right? There's also tin. So yeah, when you look at tinfoils, when you look at the chart, there are things lining up. So I'm expecting a Thursday again, right? Thursday. I don't know why they set it up that way, but I'm expecting it will blow up on Thursday. So what happened after that? We can talk about that later, but I'm expecting. So there's something I'm curious about too, right? So I was actually curious how they're gonna bring how much they're gonna bring this up until the OPEX week, and then how much they're gonna drag it out, right? So that's just question in my mind, because yeah, if you're playing options, you have to be really careful with the time. Yeah, you're very time sensitive. So I thought about it. So on Thursday, if this thing start to blow up, I don't know. It really depends how how much they're gonna run this. So I can't really tell how they're gonna run this thing. I think it should be a regular, not the what is that? Logarithmic. So this thing could blow up and then fill this gap, $32, and push higher by next week. That's kind of how I see, right? So this week's OPEX week. Sorry, this week's not OPEX week. This week is max pain is. Let's check how much the max pain is. It's $25, right? So this week Friday is $25 OPEX week. Not OPEX. Why I keep saying that? Option week, option expiration date, and that's $25. So if we push this thing up more than $25 this Friday, yeah, there will be a potential gamma squeeze, right? So I think they're gonna announce some. I don't know. They're gonna announce something. I don't know. Maybe I don't think it will be Roaring Kitty. I think it will be from GME or maybe RC. There's some guy post that GameStop had this type of 1 second. Who posted this one? Somebody posted this on GME. Oh yeah, this guy. So he's saying that this app, I don't know what this app is, but GameStop holds Bitcoin. Autopilot investment app. I don't know if it is really trustworthy. But it says this is the company, public traded company, buys and hold Bitcoins, and you could see there's a MSTR, and then this is the Coinbase. GameStop is holding 10%. Tesla holding 9%. That's very interesting. So if this is correct, we could see maybe some announcement on Thursday, and then I don't know if that's the if this will push the stock price. I mean, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I think it could be, yeah, whatever, right? Because anytime when you see a price action, yeah, they're gonna drop some news, and then they're gonna bring the price up anyway. So whatever they drop, it's time for rally anyway. Technically too, right? So we could expect some announcement or some sort of a news coming up from GME or I don't know, some news, big major news, and then start rally, right? And then people look at that as like, oh yeah, that could be a catalyst. But technically, like technical analysis wise, it's ready to rally too. So I'm expecting pop, right? Fill this gap. So let's watch out for that. When they're gonna fill this gap. But if this starting push this thing up, maybe by Monday or Tuesday we could see this gap fill, and then pop one more, and then have a pullback, right? So we're gonna see this type of pullback. But the question is how long they're gonna drag it out, right? We have an OPEX week, which is on Friday, March 21st. So that's kind of where the OPEX week is. So I think they're gonna have some pullback there. So we could see a pop, right? They're gonna run this thing before the March OPEX, pop this thing up, pull back by March OPEX, and after that, this thing kick off another rally here, into April. Okay. I don't know what other catalyst is gonna be, but maybe this is just kind of chain reactions from here, right? So there's whole I think Kevin Malone mentioned that maybe this whole 4 weeks has like max pain is like $25 or something like that. I do remember max pain could change, so I don't know if it actually matters, but yeah, I'm expecting a pop until April, and then we're gonna see a pullback. Okay, and I think this pullback will be here. And then the pullback, there's a April OPEX, right? Sorry, when is April OPEX? Let's have a look. So the OPEX calendar 2025. So April OPEX is 17 because the Friday is holiday. That's very interesting. How come the Friday is this holiday? Okay, that's holiday. Yeah, okay. So April 18 is holiday. So that's why the OPEX week is 17. It's one day before. So let's see. One second, guys. So this is March OPEX. 17, right? So that's April OPEX. So I think, in my opinion, not financial advice, but I think GameStop will rally between March OPEX and April OPEX, but they're gonna tank it down, right? Because the market maker or hedge funds, they don't want this thing squeeze, right? On here, so they're gonna try to crush this thing down. So I think April will be the time when this thing have a pullback, in my opinion, right? Like, as what you see there. So that's how I see, right? We do have a Bad Bath Beyond hearing also in April. So we have I don't know if this thing still hasn't changed, but interesting enough, if this tracks perfectly, GameStop will drop from exactly when BBBY final hearing is, which is April 8th. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. So I don't know, maybe there's some sort of a announcement or the news from Bad Bath Beyond that will also impact the stock price, but we'll see. So yeah, that's kind of what I have it for now. AMC, I think AMC has did with some recovery here, but I still do need to see some more confirmation whether they're gonna move like calls or still tracking 2020 AMC Fractals. So it really depends on how they're gonna run this thing, right? So yeah, AMC it broke it down even harder here, but maybe it might be here, right? But I think, yeah, I still want to see what their plan is. This is April, so if GME have a sharp pullback in April, I do expect AMC will have the pullback, so maybe they might use this one. So we'll see. I think this will be confirmed in April. If AMC have a one last final pullback, when GameStop have a pullback in April, this is more likely will be used here, right? The fractal wise, not the cost. So really depends. AMC fractal is really difficult. So and then it's pretty fucked up. So but yeah, I think there will be one more pullback maybe in April, just like GME, and we'll see. And then I think that will be the final one. DJT still shooting down. It's kind of crazy, but I know the fact that there's a lot of short sellers and pushing this thing. Let's have a look what's going on with DJT. DJT is now pushing down a little bit, but yeah, there's huge volatility there. But based on my fractals here, not only fractals, but based on the RSI, the way I see is that yeah, once this thing kind of starting to hit this bottom here, interestingly, the RSI is slowly moving up, which is exactly what happened here. So there's a slight delay than how I expected, but I think we are actually just finished this blue box here at the end. So you see how this thing push up after hit this bottom, right? So RSI hit this all-time low here when the RSI all-time low here was also here, not here, right? This thing pushes up, right? Pushes up and pull back down. The stock price plummeted. This thing plummeted too, but RSI is holding very nicely above the above this level, which means that it's tracking exactly the same thing in my opinion. Going up, this thing pushes up and then pushes one more time, and then there's a sharper pullback. The stock price tank slightly above than this one, but it really doesn't matter because the there's a lot of naked shorts going on. So yeah, it's all naked shorts anyway. So, and when this thing blow up, it will be big, right? So yeah, I think that's kind of what we saw here, right? Which was this level, right? You know, this thing pushes down, but yeah, holding nicely. This is 10 minutes, by the way. But when I look at this, 30 minutes, by the way. When I look at this, even 2 hours, a little bit longer time frame. As you can see, this holds very nicely. The fact that RSI is moving up, and this one also, RSI is moving up very steadily. And then I'm expect next fractal will be this one. So I'm expecting some sort of a move here, and then pull back, right? I want to see this kind of this orange box here, and then go up and down, and go up and down one more time. So 1, 2, and then squeeze. I still don't know when this thing will happen, but I think it should be before OPEX week. So and I don't know how much they're gonna push this thing up, because there's a big naked shorts happening here. Maybe the stock price could jump higher. I don't know what the Donald Trump is gonna announce. The Cash Patel has still announced the what do you call that, the Epstein list or something, right? So anyway, I don't know if there's gonna be impact on DJT, but I don't know. It's very interesting. Maybe they're gonna find the right time. So what I find interesting here is that today, as you can see, this fractals here. Let me just yeah. So when you look at this fractals, it looks exactly the same thing, but it's just stretched out, right? This one was faster, so you see how this thing matches up perfectly. That's what I noticed. And then I think we are here. So tomorrow we should see, I want to see DJT go up to $25 level here, and then pull back, right? So I want to see that. I mean, I need to see that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for DJT. And then if this goes well, I'm expecting a pop by Friday. So we'll see. And then there's gonna be I think after this there's gonna be a pullback like this. They're gonna run the same cycle one more time, and then I think by end of March or April, DJT will heading into a final short squeeze phase. So let's see. So let's see Bitcoin. Just one last thing. Bitcoin is tracking very nicely. This thing suddenly dropped. As I mentioned, this thing will eventually drop by FOMC meeting or CPI release by March 12th. This thing recovers, but slowly will have a pullback. And I think by next week or a week after, around CPI release date, which is March 12th, FOMC meeting is March 19. We're gonna see a sharp liquidations from Bitcoin. So I personally don't know if the GME investing in Bitcoin is official. Because I know the fact that I don't know what the Ryan Cohen's plan is, right? I don't know, so I can't really tell. But I know the fact that Bitcoin is heading into a bear cycle. So I don't know if this thing happen. I don't know if this will impact the GameStop price, but we'll see. We really haven't seen the official announcement yet from GameStop, so we can tell if GME officially invests in Bitcoin. But yeah, that's kind of what I see, and I might be wrong too, right? I might be wrong. Maybe they might change the fractals. Maybe they're gonna delay this thing maybe until April. Maybe they're gonna time this right when GME have a pullback in April and AMC, right? So we'll see, right? There might be a timing stuff too. Finally, Nvidia recovers today. As you can see, it's perfectly lined up here. Some people, they bash on me about Nvidia, like they talk shit about me. You gotta look at this whole, the balance sheet, all that fucking crazy stuff. I told you it's not about balance sheet. When you're heading into a bear cycle, the market maker can liquidate anytime, right? So to this year is actually, I've been kind of keep talking about this. This year is the final cleanup operations, in my opinion. So they're gonna liquidate. The market maker will liquidate their assets, such as Nvidia and stuff like that, Bitcoin, a big tech stock especially. And then this is what you see here, right? You start to see this kind of crash, and then it's just Fractal is doing fractaling. So this thing popped here, which is what you see here too. So it's just perfectly mimicking 2028 financial crisis Fractal. And then I do expect more pullback by after FOMC meetings, and heading into April, right? There will be a pullback in April, so I do expect more crash by April or in April until May. And then there's earning in May 28th, so I think they're gonna start the bottoming out, and then maybe start to run a little bit, and then have a one more. It's not even one more. There's gonna be one last month here, but there's gonna be a huge crash here from end of the year, November, to January next year. So this is the final short squeeze phase, in my opinion. I know some people reach out to me that when do I think there will be a Volkswagen type of squeeze is gonna happen, and I think that will be maybe end of the year. That's when series squeeze, that's when AMC squeeze, that's when maybe GameStop squeeze. So we'll see. I think maybe GameStop could squeeze earlier, but once again, I have to look at the overall whole fractals, because I can't really tell. Like I said, if the market maker wants to delay this thing longer, they can always delay this thing longer, right? So this is April, May, June, July, nothing happening, right? So I can't really tell you, right, NFA, but if this is what they want to do, this is just August, right? And then gap up squeeze, the phase is like September, December, or something like that, maybe. Like, I don't know. They could do this September, they could do this maybe October, they could do whatever, right? So I can't really tell yet until we're gonna reach to the April, right? I need to see more. I need to see more confirmation, more fractal data, more updates on GME, right? AMC, right? And then I can tell what's gonna happen. But based on this fractals, even August still not squeezing, which means that they might delay it, right? So maybe around this time, end of the year, to the end of the year to next year, early next year, I think that's when I think should happen. So that's just my speculation. So, but we'll see. Let's not go too far. Let's just stick to what we see here. We don't want to go too far. No one knows when it's gonna happen, but that's why I'm tracking everything. Not everything. I'm tracking like a big one, right? Bitcoin, Nvidia, just to look at the whole market cycle. So that's pretty much it, guys, for today. I hope this helpful, and then let's see if this thing actually kicks off the rally on Thursday earliest, or later the Friday. So thanks for tuning in, and then I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.